What's up guys, my name is Ace, and Season 6 is right around the corner, and we finally got the official trailer as well as roadmaps, so we know what we can expect to see throughout the season. And in today's video, I just wanted to cover everything we know so far about Season 6. And I think the best way to approach this is we'll go through the roadmap, and I'll just try and include clips from the trailer that relate to the section of the roadmap we're talking about. If you guys want to see the full unedited trailer, of course, I will leave that link down below. So the first thing on the roadmap here is the subway system that's going to be added to Warzone. This is something we already knew was coming. They've been teasing it for quite some time. It's been leaked for a very long time, and I discussed this in great detail in a video just a couple days ago. So I'm not going to get into the details too much. Just know they're going to be adding a couple more stations around the map, and they're opening up some of the existing stations for the metro system, and you will be able to take a subway train to get you around the map. But after that, something that was quite surprising to see in the trailer that we didn't really expect, and I didn't see this one coming at least, is there's going to be a new limited time Warzone mode called Armored Royale. And with this one, in the trailer, what we can see is they drop the cargo truck onto the map, and this is a little bit of a different cargo truck because it has a mounted machine gun on it. And in the blog post that they made, they described this mode a little bit. They said it's a fast-paced, high-action Battle Royale variant that gives every squad an armored cargo truck, and this cargo truck has that machine gun mounted on it. It also looks like these have way more health than a standard cargo truck, because they have armor plating equipped on them. And apparently your squad members can respawn as long as your truck hasn't been blown up. So as they said in the trailer, this is your lifeline to get back in the fight. So you really want to try and keep your truck alive, and it sounds like you're going to be going and hunting other squads' trucks because you want to blow their trucks up so that they can't respawn. Additionally, in the blog post, they mentioned something about a repair shop. So it seems like you might be able to go to a location on the map and actually heal your truck up, and that will allow you to keep it alive longer throughout the match. But overall, this sounds like a really interesting sort of fun limited time mode, just as a side sort of thing to break up the monotony of the standard Battle Royale, and I'm looking forward to checking it out for sure. Next up in the roadmap, we have the two new operators that are coming at the beginning of the season. We have Pharah as well as Nikolai, and again, we do know about those already. That came with the teaser, so not too much else to say here. However, the next part, this is where it gets really interesting. These are the two new weapons we're going to be seeing for the Battle Pass of Season 6. And the first one is the AS Val, which is no surprise at all. And the second one is slightly surprising to me. I initially thought this was going to be the mid-season gun instead of the Battle Pass gun. But this is the SPR-208, which is loosely based off of a Remington 700, and that's what it's actually referred to as in the code, as it is a Remington 700. But it looks like this is actually going to be a sniper rifle rather than a marksman rifle. There was a lot of confusion surrounding this because the leaks were showing this with iron sights and it didn't have a scope equipped, and that would imply that it is a marksman rifle because the way the marksman rifles work in this game is they start off with iron sights and you have to add a scope on if you want to, whereas sniper rifles all have scopes on by default. And it looks like from this image here, it's actually going to have a scope by default, and therefore it will likely fall in the sniper rifle category. Now, moving on to the maps that we're going to get right up front with the season, we've actually got two multiplayer maps, a gunfight map, and a new ground war map coming, which is great. That's a good amount of content, I think, for the beginning of the season. And the first map to look at here is the Tank Factory, and this one's going to be for 6v6 as well as 10v10, so I'd expect it to be a bit on the larger side. And with this, the first thing I thought is this actually looks like a map that was leaked for Cold War several months ago. If you guys remember, there was a gameplay leak where it was like a cell phone recording a PC monitor of some very early Cold War gameplay. And now that we've actually seen Cold War, it looks like that leak was definitely legitimate. They were fighting in a tank factory, kind of similar to what we can see here. So I don't know if this is going to be like the same map and they're going to try and tie this to Cold War. Maybe they'll like go back in time in this same tank factory, or if it's just a coincidence and they're going to be completely different maps, just both set in a different tank factory. I don't really know. I just wanted to bring that up because that was the first thing that popped into my head when I saw the initial gameplay on this map. But alongside that, we're also getting Broadcast as a map, and this is a map from COD 4. It's also part of the Warzone map. And this one is no surprise. We did expect this to come at some point as a multiplayer map, and it makes sense that it's finally here. Then after that, the new gunfight map is just called Station, and this is a train station set in Verdansk, but it's not part of the Warzone map at all, as far as I can see. It doesn't look like a familiar section of the map by any means, but it looks like it's just a very small train station, and that would fit with it being a gunfight map. But finally, for maps, at the beginning of the season at least, we have a brand new ground war map coming, and this is Verdansk Riverside. So that's going to be this area of the Warzone map here, and I honestly don't know how this is going to play out. It's a fairly open sort of area, and there really aren't a ton of buildings to be dealing with, so I feel like this is going to be really dominated by longer range weapons like sniper rifles and LMGs and stuff. And also, assuming there's going to be tanks on this, which I'm pretty sure there will be, I feel like they're going to be very powerful just due to the lack of cover that we will likely have getting around the map. So I've got to say, my initial thoughts on this ground war map, I'm definitely a little bit skeptical. I don't know how it's actually going to play. Hopefully it at least plays a little bit better than Promenade, because that map is just a complete mess. But I guess we'll just have to wait until we get our hands on it and see how it actually plays. But after the maps, we also have a brand new multiplayer mode coming within the launch week of the season, so we'll probably get this by the end of the week, I would say. And this one is called Kill Streak Confirmed. And with this, it's basically just kill confirmed. However, in order to earn kill streaks, your kills are irrelevant. All that matters is a dog tag. So every dog tag you pick up presumably will count as 1 point toward your kill streak. And that's the only way to get the streaks. And on top of this, those streaks won't reset on death. So you will just continue piling those up. And on top of this, you can wrap kill streaks in the same life. So that means you can get multiple UAVs in the same life if you do happen to stay alive. But you really don't have to stay alive. You just have to collect those tags. As far as my thoughts on this mode, I think it's just going to be a complete mess. I don't really have much interest in playing this. Of course, I will give it a shot to see how it is. But yeah, I don't really like the sounds of this mode, just based on the description that we've seen. So that pretty much covers it for what we can expect this week with Season 6, and that's quite a bit of content. That's a good start, I think. However, there's also stuff that we can expect to see in Season, and the most interesting thing that I think everybody's talking about at this point is Haunting of Verdansk. This looks like it's going to be a mid-season sort of event, just like the Games of Summer event that we had. It's going to be starting on October 20th, and it'll run until November 3rd, and it looks like it's going to be very Halloween-themed, obviously. With this, it looks like this is where we're going to be seeing the nighttime mode of Warzone, so we'll be able to play Warzone at night, and most likely, this is where they're also going to be integrating zombies into Warzone. This is something that's been leaked for quite a long time now, and it looks like it's going to be one of the things that ties the Cold War universe to the Modern Warfare universe, because we are going to have zombies in Cold War, which we actually got a little tease for it today as well, but I'm not really into the zombie stuff, so it's not something that I'm going to be getting into personally. But yeah, it looks like we're going to have a Halloween sort of themed event with nighttime Warzone and probably some zombies mixed in there as well. In addition to that, mid-season, we will be seeing a butterfly knife as a melee weapon. And that sounds pretty cool, but one thing that, to me at least, is missing from this is the AA-12 shotgun. This is something that was leaked a little while back, and I was fully expecting this to be one of the weapons, whether that be a Battle Pass weapon or a mid-season weapon for Season 6, but it doesn't look like we're actually going to be seeing it in Season 6, at least based on the roadmap. But finally here in the roadmap, we have a bunch of other multiplayer modes that are going to be coming in the following weeks, and they actually laid it out nicely here. So they have Week 2, Week 3, and Week 4+, which is nice so we know when exactly we can expect these modes. But the mode we're going to be seeing in Week 2 of Season 6, this is called Hardpoint Hills and Kills. And with this, from the sound of it, it's basically Hardpoint, but kills also contribute towards your team's score towards winning the game. So not only do you score points by playing the objective and being on the hardpoint like you normally would in Hardpoint, you're also going to be gaining score for the team just by getting kills. But moving on to Week 3, it looks like we're going to be seeing two multiplayer modes here. The first one is Gun Game TDM. And this sounds quite interesting, because traditionally Gun Game is just free-for-all, and every time you get a kill, it cycles through and gives you a new weapon. It's going to be doing that same thing. Every time you get a kill, you get the next weapon up on the list, until you get to the final weapon on the list, which is the combat knife, and then it looks like once you get a melee kill with that knife, once you get it, then you'll start back at square one, and you'll start at the first gun, and you can work your way through them again, and you win by a team score. So it's not like you just have to work your way up first through all the weapons, and then the first person to get a combat knife kill gets the win. It just allows you to keep cycling through that rotation. But with that in Week 3, there's another mode going to be coming. This one is Headquarters Firefight. And this one is basically the same as that Hardpoint Hills and Kills, where it's headquarters, but kills actually matter toward the score. So it's not just the headquarters score that matters, it's also how many kills you get. But after that, we have week 4+, so this can be anytime after the 3rd week. There are a couple other modes. We've got another gunfight tournament coming, which is great. Hopefully the stability on that one is good, because I never finished the last gunfight tournament because I tried playing through it twice, and both times I ended up losing connection going into the final and lost all the progress, so I just got frustrated and never touched it again. Hopefully they've got that issue worked out, because that just completely turned me away from it. But I'm willing to give it another shot with a new gunfight tournament. But on top of that, it looks like we're going to be seeing TDM with snipers only, and I think the snipers out there are going to be quite excited to see this. I'm curious to see if this is literally just going to be only sniper rifles, or if they will mix in the one-shot kill marksman rifles like the Kar98 or the Mark II carbine. But overall, I think there's going to be a lot of people happy to see this TDM with snipers only. But with that, that pretty much wraps it up for the Season 6 roadmap as well as trailer. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good season. It looks like there's a lot of content coming, and I think that's great news. I think the things I'm most excited for is going to be Warzone at night, definitely. Also, the AS Val. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on that one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'd like to know in the comment section below, what are you guys thinking about what Season 6 has to offer based on what we can see so far? What are you most looking forward to? What are you maybe a little bit nervous or skeptical about? Just let me know all of those thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.